In history, superhero games have always been either a hit or a miss. Either they were very low quality, made by an unexperienced developer, or just had a bunch of stuff that the character didn't do or correlate to. Some games such as Batman on the NES are good examples of a studio taking the source material and making it work into a game. However, as much as I love Batman, there's still one superhero that I hold close to my heart. Garfield. Spider-Man started off in the early 60s and now, I guess you could say, has a fan base. What else I heard about this game that released about 21 years ago? Spider-Man released for the PlayStation in 2000, which means that this game is 21 years and 30 days old. This game came out for PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, Game Boy Color, and PC and Mac later. N64 reviews say the game isn't too good. What I've seen, the N64 version isn't bad, just obviously not as nice sound-wise. They replaced the cutscenes with a little comic book thing, which is kind of cool. The Dreamcast port seems to be the best overall, but if you want to pay $100 for a game, then that is your decision. The PlayStation version is the one I played first, and for the first 3D Spider-Man game, still has a lot to offer 21 years later. Visuals for the game are pretty good for most time. Everyone easy to recognize, just the faces can be scary sometimes. Spider-Man still looks good, missing his webbing patterns on his suit, but it still looks good. Controls also hold up well. Playing with a DualShock felt a bit better to me personally. There are different control layouts if you want to change it. You press the triangle button and press alongside one of the 4 directions on the D-pad during certain web abilities. As for the gameplay and story, it starts off with Otto Octavius showing off a new invention at a conference, but then Spider-Man comes to steal it. The fake not only steals the tech, but also breaks Eddie Brock's camera, which makes him transform into Venom, in which then he must hunt down Spider-Man since he thinks he's a criminal. Now something this game does smartly is that the plot shows that the city is covered with toxic fog, which is just a way to make sure that you can't swing around through the city, which wasn't possible with the current hardware that they were working with at the time. This game has 6 levels with mini levels in them, or just bosses, and then make the gameplay different from each level to the last. The first level is the bank heist from the J Syndicate. Save hostage going throughout and then throwing a bomb into a vault to stop it from killing everyone. JJ gets a visit from the Scorpion, which is a timed mission. This races over there and stops him from killing JJ. Which for some reason, JJ sends over the FBI and CIA, which then starts bombing rooftops and abandoned buildings just to stop you. Don't you think that's just a little excessive? Or a little too much? Why not just shoot a tranquilizer at him? But nope. Just have to launch missiles at a man in a spandex outfit. Rhino starts making a fuss and Black Cat joins just to get her back destroyed by a very angry Rhino. All you have to do is make her charge in the boxes and take him down. Venom comes when we gotta chase him in the city and then we go to the underground sections. Oh my goodness god. The underground levels can be straightforward or very stressful. Guessing when the water goes down, trying to land on these pillars, smack Venom when he gives you your wife after back and just drowning her in sewer water. Venom has done much worse things. Come on, Venom, jeez. Drown the lady in sewer water. Now we go to the beagle where Venom thinks we're going to surf the web.
Surf the web, surf the web.
The symbiotes are a pain, but after a while, just jumping around everywhere is good enough to dodge their attacks because they can wipe you out in seconds. We then find the fake Spider-Man, which turns out to be Mysterio in disguise. Here he comes to the box art from New Super Mario Bros. DS. After suffering mentally and physically for this boss fight, and taking out his armor pimples, he says that the symbiotes will take over New York and will be a breeding ground for symbiotes for symbiosis. Spider-Man's new goal is to stop horny slimes from taking over the world. Good plot. Final part of the game has Spider-Man breaking into the warehouse, where Black Cat seems to be taken. Overload the gas and free Black Cat and then head to the final area. You meet up with Doc Ock and Carnage, the masterminds behind this. Venom comes in and takes on Carnage as we're left with Doc Ock. Mainly just jump as you just take him down, and after that Venom comes in and you beat up Carnage. That was tough because Carnage is very fast and only gotta keep him in a sonic bubble and then beat him with your spider gloves. That wasn't too hard of a fight. Oh, great Scott. The final boss is Monster Rock, a combination of Doc Ock and Carnage. You have to run away from him, which the whole place is about to explode. If there's one thing that this chase part has done right is tension. Monster Rock is very fast, and if you get behind him, You better hope that you're fast enough to get back in front of them. Barely making out with the help of Captain America shows that these comedic sensing scenes of the heroes partying and playing cards while the villains are in prison. That's the end of that. This game does a lot very well. Gameplay is fun, nothing really repeats, and has good challenges, which does not seem to be unfair. Most are just trying to get the pattern and then it's easier. After beating the game, there is replay value in these comic books and extra suits. Like, you could just take your sweet time and find all these by replaying the levels, or you can just find the cheat code and get everything unlocked. I like how they have the Spider-Man Unlimited suit in the game. I remember watching that show when I was a kid. I like the suit a lot. And then the comic books. They're quite a lot, and if you even select one, you get a little brief description about each comic, which is pretty nice. There's a sequel to this game, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, released a year later. I like to see what the difference about that game is to this game. But this game does set a blueprint for what would become a modern open-world Spider-Man game, starting with the Sam Raimi movies from 2002, and onwards. Not too long and not too hard. A good game for a great hero. That's the end of that.